Hi everyone, welcome to Pickleball Unplugged, your backstage pass to courtside chaos, laughter, and everything in between. This is the latest episode where we are having a nice chat with the captains. I'm joined by my co-host, Aparna, who is the CEO of Pickle Out.
Hi guys, was super excited to be here because we have an all women's show today and we're joined by I would like to say our favorite captains today. We have Sahiti here, the captain of Nandi Chargers, and then we have Zina, who is the captain of the Kirti Warriors. It's good to have you guys here.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's a pleasure to come here. Nice place. Sunday morning, great breakfast. So happy to be here.
Wait, so tell us, like, when you first got the call that y'all had been picked as icon players and captains, what was it feeling like?
I'm gonna let Zina take this one.
Okay. So I think the meeting happened between a few friends, and from there it started. I got a call from Nikhil and then Shrikar, and my first thing was, "Are you sure?" Because I was like, I'm an outsider. I'm not a Hyderabadi. I can't speak Telugu. Uh, but in all honesty, I knew what I did for the community of pickleball, right? I was one of the first to start playing here. I was looking for a tennis court and ended up in a pickleball court. So that's been my journey for 1.5 years. So I was surprisingly shocked, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Nikhil and Shrikar gave me quite a lot of confidence saying that you've done your job. You need to be here.
Yeah.
Because I thought captaincy would be more of the best players, the most maximum number of awards. But I'm very happy to see that it was not only that, it was people who built the community, right?
100%.
And so, yeah, happy to be here, guys. Thank you so much.
I mean, you've also represented like India, right? Like,
Yeah, I have.
you played internationally.
Yeah, I have played a 35 plus tournament in Taiwan last year. Yes, I've been there, but your confidence kind of shakes sometimes saying, "Oh, do you really deserve it?" That happened. Yeah, I've seen it. Not. I'll be honest. That happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because from my perspective, if I were to say so, and I'd say from our perspective as well, you were the one person who would come to every tournament irrespective of who your partner was. Right? Like you were like, okay, I will figure that bit out, but you were a very very active part of the community. Like you always prioritized the sport.
Yes.
So that
I
is, I think,
remember telling you once, Aparna, when you asked me to come for a tournament, I was like, there goes my weekend again. I thought I'm gonna chill this weekend, but no, I am coming for that one. But
yeah, I remember multiple conversations there. You'd be like, I'm not sure who I'm going to play with, but I will be there. I'll figure it out and I'll be there, you know.
And I have not missed any of the pickle out tournaments because having played outside of Hyderabad so much, I understand what it takes to organize a great tournament.
Right.
And I think only you guys did it. So I was like, if I go for pickle out, I know I'll be taken care of. There's enough food. The timings will be perfect. I will come back home at the right time. And it's just fun to be around you and Himanshu as the owners of Pickle Out. So I have never missed your tournaments.
So glad
Yeah.
to hear you.
I'll give it over to Saiti.
I think when who called me? Vivekananda called me first, and he said, we're thinking about this thing. Do you want to be captain? Automatically, I said yes, because sport, then I'm always there. No matter what it is, how big or small, like any tournament. We went and played in Kompal. Yes. That tournament I'll never forget in my entire life. We were there at what, 2, 3 a.m. and
I came at 7:30 a.m. Only one to be on time to exercise and warm up. And it didn't start before 10 a.m.
Yeah, I remember. Since, anyways, like we love the sport and that's what we're here for. And same question, like Zina said, right? I asked Samir and Vivekananda, and he said, when we said we need a female captain, all of us unanimously took your name, and that made me feel so good. Like so many people believe in you, and that pushes you a little bit more to do it, right? So yeah, definitely excited to be here. Very, very grateful for the opportunity. Because I think after I became a mom, like this is a personal win for me. Because I never thought I would come back to sport at this scale. So this has been incredible.
So, Saidi, you've always been into sport, right? Like, I remember we've had a conversation that you were back in college and now you have, people reaching out to you from back then.
Yes.
And so, how has that journey been, where you were as a sports person when you were younger
Yeah.
and then probably not playing competitively for a while and then coming back to it now at this point. What has it been like for you?
I think, funny enough, right? I was trying to post a picture on Instagram and I was like, caption, I need a good one. Fun, so personal. There's no content of me playing pickleball at all till this whole league got launched, right? And Chat GPT I went to. And the caption that came up was so apt. It said, pickleball saved a part of me that I thought I lost forever. That's exactly what it feels like, right? Right? And incredible, like you said, so many of my college friends that I played basketball with, they all reached out and said, so nice to see you doing this. Even though we're all, have left sport at that scale and like to come back, it is just, I'm beyond grateful. Yeah, for sure. That's amazing.
And since we're also kind of joined by the OGs in like the pickleball community, I mean, and we're an all women panel, I'll just take the opportunity to also ask, like, what do you think in terms of where we started with the number of women and the level of play and to where we are now? And, where do you think we can go?
I definitely have to say, like, when you guys added me to the group, Let Her Cook,
Okay, this is it does. There were maybe a couple of us like playing tournaments, and all of us here did, and we were like, we need to go to every court, every tournament, every time we see a woman, we're gonna add her to this little WhatsApp group called Let Her Cook. They're only 5. It's not on in 20s.
to just say that there were so many more women playing, right? Like, I think we were all playing with friends or people we knew, but obviously we didn't know everyone. So that group really changed the game because we were able to ask for partners or like, in this area there's a tournament, would you be willing to come? So I think that group really changed the game for women pickleball.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think in terms of the kind of people we are seeing a lot of transition from tennis to pickleball. We are seeing a lot of younger women coming and playing now. I think the future is very bright for pickleball in Hyderabad. I think the only thing we lack is a proper training mechanism because people are just coming, playing, going back, nobody to tell their strengths or weaknesses. That's the biggest thing we lack.
Yeah.
Where Bombay is so much ahead of us. It's also because they started it early and they have a set of really good trainers, right?
Yeah.
We started 1.5 years back, and I think Himanshu was talking in the last podcast that we have 177 courts.
Yeah.
That's insane, guys. That's insane how Hyderabad is growing this. It has become like gully cricket now.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy because that's how the whole sport will grow. And Hyderabad is at the lead. Look at our tournaments. Look at the Challengers Cup. The kind of branding that is happening.
Yeah.
It is world class, I would say. So I'm really happy, and I'm very happy to see young girls. Like I have Gia in my team who's 14, guys,
Right.
and her enthusiasm is amazing. And I would like to personally coach her because that's the future, right?
100%. 100%. In fact, it's very interesting because even when I started off on the pickleball journey, right, I was a hardcore badminton loyalist and I was like, who's going to play pickleball? I'm never going to leave this sport. And then once I played, in fact, Anisha was one of the first people that I started playing with. And then I've never gone back to badminton. One very interesting aspect of the sport was any venue we'd go to, right? Any venue we'd book, there were always women playing there recreationally, which is something that I wouldn't see in any other sport because I would play badminton and more often than not, I'd be the only girl playing with a bunch of guys, and once in a while you'd see another girl or two on the court. But with pickleball, it's very interesting to see the number of women, irrespective of whether they have a sports background or not, who've come onto the court and are at least playing recreationally. So I think now the next milestone for us would be to bring a lot more women into competitive pickle.
Yeah.
So which I'm sure is going to take shape as the sport progresses, as the community grows, right?
Now let's get to something I'm super curious about, the auction and like team composition. Do you want to start?
I'll let Saviti start because it was a family thing. I want to know more.
Oh, that's true. It's you, yeah. And he's the owner and you're the captain. I mean, how's that going?
I mean, definitely I want to say that I have it the most easy. Yeah, right? Like everyone else has this extra added pressure because they feel like they're captain for someone else.
Right.
This is in the family. My brother's damn chill. I'm not taking that extra pressure. But yeah, I'm having to wear more than one hat for sure. Not just captain. It's been a little bit stressful, but on the whole, it's been okay.
Tell us more, Sahiti. The stressful part.
Server.
I mean, he's younger than me, right?
Okay. By how much?
2 years, but still younger than me.
Fair enough. Siblings. So yeah.
Not the same. Like, I think it's easy to just listen to someone that, how do you say that? If he wasn't my brother, if he was another owner, like I would take their word for it. Okay. Now I want to challenge everything because I can. And I am challenging everything because I can. So it just makes everything a little bit more fun, dramatic, and more stressful.
Yes,
But do you find that you're challenging from your point of view from playing in the sport for so long, knowing like how this like context works, and what is he kind of operating from?
No. Poor thing has no, like, he's not butting his head into any that he shouldn't or anything like that. But I think I'm just getting more involved because we're siblings. Like I said, if it was an owner, the dynamic would have been different. Like if it was someone I didn't know. Because I do know him, there's so much more, how do you say, I'm taking so much more leeway with him because he's my brother, right? But yeah, lots of other, how do you say, under the wrong things that I don't want to bring up. But sure, mostly fun. Lots of drama, but mostly fun.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, did you have a game plan going into auction? Like, did you have players that you knew at any cost you were gonna get, or how did the night go for you?
It would have gone a little differently if Zina had not taken somebody I wanted, taken somebody that I wanted. Who did you want? Bastard and Yarika, the husband and wife I was gunning for, but I did not get both. But it's okay, right? I think I went into the auction a little underconfident. Like I went into it not giving myself credit for being captain. Like I'm a strong female player, which is why I am captain and I am leading this team. I removed somehow, I don't know, I took that out. Like I removed myself as a strong female player and I wanted another really strong female player. Yeah. Had I given myself that, how do you say, I am strong, it's okay, I'll take someone else instead of focusing on a female player. I think that's what Anirudh was trying to tell me, that, you are a strong female player, we'll take strong males. But my thing was, 3 categories, we'll get those 3 wins. Wherever there is women, definitely have those wins. Then we'll see in Dreambreaker. That was my strategy. Okay. But then, yeah, anyway, the auction went not entirely as per plan. I got a little carried away. He got a little carried away. But on the whole, we ended up picking friends and family. Like my husband is playing for me. My best friend is my other women player in my team. Aishwarya, right. So on the whole, I feel very pretty. Like most practice sessions are easy and light and fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's for the better or the worse. We're doing whatever we can. I guess we'll see in the coming weeks
Asking what
how we do.
Yeah.
when I like look at your team, I'm thinking, wow, she's picked a lot of like hard hitters. Like, you have Signetti, you have Sudden. Like, they're definitely known for like fast hands, they have smashes. So I thought, was that a strategy that you had? But it didn't sound like, it just sounded serendipitous, like the way that kind of came together. That
Yeah, I think it did come together in a way where I did not entirely plan it. Okay. It was in the moment. Also, the auction, I think the environment is very, very different, right? Like, you are possibly prepared and say, okay, these are 10 players I want, I'm gunning for them. Because they're not like that. There's so many more teams there sitting there. They're fucking with you with paddles. Like, Vivek Khanna lifted his paddle for Shrikar, and I was like, I know you don't want it.
this you also lift your paddle for a player you didn't want, but the rest of friends.
I don't remember, maybe it's being silly, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I think everyone was messing with everyone.
Yeah.
On the whole, I think the teams are very, very well balanced.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say like, this team is definitely taking it home or this team is definitely taking it home. Everyone's at level playing field and there's many, many people you don't know, underrated, DCAT tennis players. That is going to be a surprise for everybody. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And it's interesting the contrast because while you were sort of paired up with an owner who's your own brother, I think Zina was paired up with an owner that you don't know at all, right?
Yeah.
It's the first time that you're sort of interacting. So what was that like for you, that experience?
I think I got to know pretty late about who will be owning my team, but Vikrant had given me a hint saying that it's a female, so don't worry. We want a female owner captain combo, and I was very happy because I was like, emotionally I can connect with a female owner and it will be easy, and it has been easy. Kirti has been an awesome owner. She's always smiling. I keep telling her to keep coming for most of the matches because I feel that she's like a lucky charm for us. But great family. Yeah, Alok, her husband, is also very cheerful. He comes and plays with us sometimes. And we have Sriram, the brother. He's the first person I met. I remember at a cafe before the auction. And I think I'm the only team with a CEO, Shantanu.
We'll come to that. We'll come to that a little later. We definitely want to dive deeper into that
Please
aspect.
do. But meeting them was great. The kind of humbleness that they got into the game the first time we met, it was really great to for the team also to meet, right?
Right.
Because they are real estate giants and we are pickleball, so there is no common thing in between.
Yeah.
It's not like a sports brand coming in.
Correct.
Having said that about the auction, I think I was really worried because I don't understand the whole auction thing. I'm not an IPL follower.
Yeah.
So I think I had the maximum questions to understand this.
Right.
And then the minute Shantanu kind of came in,
Yeah.
he took charge of the auction.
Right.
And we kind of divided our work saying that I know these players, he knows more male players because I am more dominant in the women's category. So I exactly know in the women's category who's playing how.
Yeah.
Whereas he's very familiar with the male category in Hyderabad. So we kind of divided our work and gave opinion on each other. And so he took all my opinion on the players that I thought would be the best. And eventually, I think we framed a team of 70% of the people that we wanted.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So
fabulous.
our number one, we were very clear, were a couple of players and we got Bhaskar out of that.
Right. Right.
I like you said, in women, we were not that worried saying that we will take, we can take anybody in women right now.
Right.
But we wanted that one male player to dominate and then followed by people like Pratap, Soli, who are great, who have played competitive matches at different levels. So, and then I think the most beautiful thing about my team is we have a age range of 40 being me the oldest and Jia being 14 and then we have Dhruv who's 16.
Wow.
Tennis players.
Right.
And I'm absolutely amazed that the kind of age variety we are showing on the court. Yeah, but I think the auction went well. We were happy with the team. Yeah.
Amazing. So it's actually interesting that, it just struck me that both the teams, Kirti Warriors and Nandi Chargers, at a point were joined by co-owners who are both ex-world number 1 badminton players. So, right? So you, Kirti Warriors were joined by Saina Nehwal and Nandi Chargers by Shrikant Kidambi. So I just want to understand from both of you, what was that like?
I think it's a great milestone for the sport to get other world champions coming in. The only thing they will do for us is promote the sport now.
Right.
Because badminton is being played for, I don't know, 100 years and pickleball is like 5-10 years old. We need these players to come and talk about us.
Yes.
So it was very important to have this for Hyderabad Pickle League. Meeting Saina was amazing. I think I was very nervous when I went in.
Yeah.
And that woman is one of the most humble world leaders I have ever seen in my life. She was so casual. Her dad was there. He played with us. And just having the presence of this champion was just game changing. It was just like so many emotions. And everybody was at awe just looking at her. We were all like smiling and like, I would have never imagined to be standing next to a world champion. Never in my life. And I think Shantanu, Kirti, they got this opportunity for us. So we are just happy and grateful about that.
Yeah, and that's actually interesting because I had a chance to, be at your event where Shrikant Kidambi was sort of, officially brought on board. And while I didn't have the opportunity to meet Saina, I did meet, Shrikant. And that was one element which was very similar, which was the humility. Which really goes to say that it's probably that humility that is very important to get to the absolute top, right? So how was your experience, Saiti, as soon as you found out?
I think Vikrant Tanna told me that, if Shrikant is interested, we're looking to bring him on board. I said, oh my God, how does it? I want Shrikant Tanna because I'm just very excited to just meet more people in sport.
Yeah.
And like you said, pickleball needs more and more visibility. Yeah. Because however much, we are all for pickleball, you'll hear this chatter and nonsense about how pickleball is not a sport. But when come and play, then we will chat. You sitting there and anyone just playing for a few hours recreationally, that level of pickleball is different and the level of pickleball we are talking about is very, very different. Right? Yeah. But anyway, coming back to Shrikant, he's such a fun guy, so sweet. He came and he stayed on till so late. We had presumed that, he would come, we would take some pictures, there would be a few games, and then he would leave. 10 o'clock it started raining. He was still there playing with pen. It was so nice to see him mingle with everyone. They stayed to the end of the event, and I think it was a great, great event.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It was. It really, set the standard for outside of the league for a team to take charge and host an event like that was really a great experience. So kudos to you guys on that.
I just also wanted to ask, I mean, do you think bringing on basically these sports leaders will also kind of add more legitimacy to Hyderabad Pickleball League being construed as not just a very like social event, but also like quite a legit like athletic event as well? Because I mean, I know that I think Hyderabad Pickleball scene has gotten kind of a reputation of prioritizing entertainment, drinks, and all of that. But now that we have these pros like on board, what do you think it's going to mean for the league actually and expectations that are being set?
I think 100% like the league will speak for itself. Like the level of play that you see, the kind of hours that players are putting in, whatever warm ups, whatever, the amount of work each player is putting in. I can't, you have to see it. When they all come out to play, the level of pickleball in Hyderabad is going to be something else this time. Like players have been working so, so hard, giving their time, putting their effort. I think, entertainment aside, the skill set is something else this time. Definitely it's something else. Yeah.
And do you feel like that's definitely been visible, even just starting with the Challenger series?
100%. Yeah. I think, I don't know how many of the people that are watching this podcast have had the chance to see any of those games, but I hope that this will make them come for the main league. Just to see, the sport is beautiful, right? Like it's so nail biting. There's so much thrill. Like it's insane. I love it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, the Challenger Cup itself, that, when we saw the matches, the last Challenger Cup, one of the, ties went on to a game breaker.
Yeah. My team
So, yes,
to do that various. And I remember Vikrant and Anirudh is like, this should be a dream breaker. And I'm like, no, it's 1 a.m. Let this not be a dream breaker. And they put me on to do the commentary for that. Yes. And I was shitting bricks over there. And it was so close, right?
Yeah,
It was, I think, 25, 23.
yes.
And I am like shivering with the mic in my hand, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell this man because there's my team playing there. I should be on the court.
Yeah.
But Vikrant is like, no, you go sit there. And I think it tested my patience of just sitting calmly and watching this from far away,
Yeah.
and then eventually winning it. So yeah, we got you the dream breaker, guys. Kirti Warriors got you the dream breakers. Your trial was done on us.
No, I mean, well, we were definitely missing you on the court, but man, the Shantanu got a larger than life present. That night was Shantanu's that I thought I was the loudest person on the court. No. Shut the for each person in the Dream Maker, he's like coaching them really specifically. Starting them, so I mean, they started with Bishak, I think, right? And he's like, okay, like he knows the way he plays, and he's just like, yeah, just do it. Like, ISO, like great serve, like he knows how to like motivate the players. Then with other players who might not have had enough experience like Vishak did, because Vishak is like professional like tennis player, right? Has also represented Kevla, I think, in pickleball.
Yeah.
So for other players who might have not had experience, he's like, just put the ball in. Just put the ball in. But it was so fun.
Yeah. It was actually a treat to watch because I had to, sort of leave the event and I was following the rest of it on live stream. And I couldn't hear what he was saying. But when you guys won, oh, it was a sight to see. Shantanu's celebration and the joy and just the victory, the way he sort of absorbed it on camera was just entertainment at, its max.
Because at that point, you had not had any points accrued for your challenger Congress. What hell or high water he got.
So I think Shantanu's only one goal. He always used to tell me when I would meet him is like, we need 1 point on that ball. That's the only goal he had, and he worked towards it with the
Right.
And it was amazing to see. At one point, I saw him on the court, And I think Anirudh kind of announced saying that we asked the owners to not come into the court because I felt like this guy will take the paddle and start playing now, saying, listen, this is make or break. This is how you do the shot. And I was like, Shantanu, don't do that. Stay away, stay away. So yeah, it was fun to watch. I think he was the most entertaining that night. The banging on the board that he did, and we had a happy man that day. I'm very happy that
Yeah.
he got this. Yeah.
And I think now is the right time to, we said we would come back to this, but now is the right time to sort of just also speak about how I think yours is the only team that has the role of a CEO,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
Shantanu is the CEO. So how did that entire dynamic come about? And that's a very unique position that you have. I don't think any of the other teams have that position. Yeah.
I'm actually glad. So many things are new with me. So I am literally the scapegoat of this whole pickleball league wherever it leads.
Season 1 ka bak.
Yeah. Dream Breaker is me. CEO is me. A female owner captain is me. Thank you guys. Feel privileged. No, to be honest, I think it was difficult because I felt like I had to manage the CEO and the owner, and they have to manage me.
Right.
And this was a trio combination, trio happening here,
Yeah.
and it started. It started well by knowing each other. Shantanu, I have played on the court a few times, but we were not friends.
Right.
And obviously, we will have difference of opinion and stuff like that. I think we started with that, to be honest. But today, we are at a space where we talk every day about each player, what is happening, what needs to happen.
Right.
The communication that goes to the team is post a discussion between the both of us. So it started on a little difficult note also because I was trying to understand what is this league about, right? What is my role as a captain?
Right.
Am I the strategy person? Am I the person who's going to bring people in? Am I supposed to coach them? Because there are so many roles you can play, right, with this whole thing. And then over a period of time, it kind of gotten very, very clear to me what my role is. I think I was merging my role on how I should lead this team.
Right.
And now with Shantanu there, who has this whole passion for pickleball, I think it's gotten much, much better. We are at a very, very good space right now and looking forward to the league matches. And yeah, that's the story, guys.
That's great to know. So we've chosen the right Bakra for season.
Who were you most surprised didn't get selected for the main league, but definitely should have gotten selected?
I think Abhishek Rutvik should
Oh
have
my God.
been even selected.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a bad day. I don't know for what reason he didn't get selected, but I definitely thought he was going to be a part of one of the teams for sure.
Yeah, and I think for me, it's you, Anisha, because you've been in the community for so long. You've been organizing tournaments with Pickle Out. We've seen you on the court. So I think at that moment during the auction, so many emotions were there with the owners and the captains looking at the pool of money that's left. We were just left with 4,000 rupees. So we could not pick anybody who's 6 and we needed 2 players.
Right.
So there was so much happening. We overspent on some people. We underspent.
Right.
And it was just so much. So I was really surprised that that you were not picked up.
Yeah.
I mean, not just me. I think there was that category of I think category C of women players. I was really surprised. Yeah, so that CN kind of budget issues like a lot of teams have.
Yeah.
But they kind of had to just allocate towards selecting category D.
Yeah, I thought even I was very surprised by Anisha and Janvi because I was on a campaign to get women players to sign up because the thought process was that every team would select at least 3 women, right? Because in case one isn't available or any of that, you need at least 3 women on your team.
Yeah.
And so, I was telling everybody, if you think that you're part of the top 30 women in Hyderabad, you should definitely sign up because you're going to get picked up.
Yeah.
But I think the order in which the players came up made a big difference. And it was the first time teams were participating in an auction.
Exactly.
So it was not something that they had experience with. So there were, like you said, certain calls that could have been made differently. So
Like, for example, like our team auction, right? We picked 6 players from A academy. What is the rush? No rush. But you're just in an auction environment.
Yeah.
You don't know
who you're going to get, not get. And at that point, I was just like, I know these guys. I will work with what I know. Because there was just so much uncertainty going forward. Who's going to bid for who? How much money do you have left? I was just like, okay, let's get this over it. So, right. Same thing with all the other teams. You'll have some strategy, but not necessarily going your way. And also everyone thinking more about male players. There's two men's doubles category, right? I think women, somewhere that we did not we think properly and auction bid for them. I think the only
For next season.
the only two team who thought properly and picked up two star players as women were Starry Smashers. I think they put a completely different strategies where the other teams, 7 teams are going for the male players. These guys did the exact opposite. It will be fun to watch what that combination will be like.
100%.
Maybe it will be a game changer. We don't know.
Yeah, because they
You have
2-1 lackers.
Yes, that it'll be a game changer.
All the stars will have to align for the Starry Smashers for that to mark. But sure, hopefully they will realize. I think it's a strategy. We'll see whether it works because pickleball is such a fast game. 11 points.
Yeah.
If you're not warmed up enough, it's anybody's day, right? You come thinking you got this, and then you're like, oh, love, you lost it for love. So yeah, I think it will be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need some real honesty here. Who do you think was overvaluated in the auction?
Overvaluated. A few players.
Okay.
Not because of their talent, but I think just because of when they came out in the auction list or how teams were placed with getting their female player or male player. I think there's a few players, not just one or two, because there's a few. I think there were quite a few. I think it depended on the budgets people had and how much they have spent on the first few players, and now they were stuck with very less budget to
Right.
pick up players. I'm not getting a name in my head, unfortunately, right?
Oh, I thought you said there were quite a few.
Thanks. I think Soumya was picked up for a very high rate. She's a great player, but she was new.
Yeah.
So when I was doing a comparison, I was looking at Feiruz, Ramya, who were there longer, and this rising star.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see that she was picked up and people are noticing her,
Right.
which is great. And it's not like I didn't raise my hand for her.
Right.
I also raised my hand for hers. But yeah, and then I was like, okay, this is exceeding my budget. I thought this could come at this rate.
Yes.
So I think that was the biggest surprise moment for me. But a great player. She's a great player. I played it with her, against her. Yeah. I mean, I guess when you're trying to say value of a player, right, you have to make this 3 lakh pocket that you have and say, this category, this player is going to play. This category, this player is going to play. That is the way you put the value in your mind, and that is how you're picking players. Right? Yeah, obviously auction's not going away.
Right.
That's when this is not like a thing where we're trying to say that this player is not worth that money.
Yeah.
It's just the category they're playing and how much value are they actually bringing to the team.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
I guess and I forgot an important question to ask is, was Duper featuring in your evaluations of plays? Like, obviously you come up, but you have been in the ecosystem. You know how these players play. So how would you place Duper alongside your actual experience and knowledge of how people play when picking a team?
I think Duper is not I think reliability in Duper plays a huge role.
Yeah.
Duper in itself means nothing. Right? You have Sanjay and Maidi from Nandi Chargers in one tournament, 4.5 rating. What does that mean?
Yeah.
So I think me and Zina have been in this pickleball circuit properly for the past year. Every tournament, every weekend were there. So I would want to say that my experience with seeing a player one-on-one is, I would give that more value than Duper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also for us, it was haven't won a match, but has been there. So for us, who among the list have been in most of the competition? Because I think when it comes to the real league, it's not going to be your technique. It will be whose nerve is stable on the court, right? Who deals with pressure in the right way. Your technique will show, your muscle memory will act. But who is the one person who will be on the court stable, not giving any heed to the mental noise outside? We were looking at that also. So Duper was a big part of it because you had A, B, C kind of rating and who goes for minimum price. So it started with that, but it didn't end with that. It was definitely a part of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think both of y'all also had some hidden gems. Basically, you got them for steal prices.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you have one too? One like tennis player? No.
I thought Dhruv did.
Yeah. He will make it for me. Yeah.
Right. We're gonna have some upsets being caused in this tournament, and nobody knows who to watch out for.
Watch out for D category underrated tennis players. They are going to come and put on a show nobody's expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So I think the last question to sort of wrap this episode up with is, Anisha and I'm very curious to know, who do you think is the drama queen / king in the community, the biggest one? Yes, guys, we are doing this on purpose. We want to make it controversial.
I sound petty if I give you an age, right? Like now we're all older. And I think we're in that phase where if you have a problem with somebody, please, for your own mental wellness, go up to that person and talk to them. Whoever it may be, just easier to iron things out when you're verbal about it. But if you're going to sit down and make like a sad face and give everyone an attitude, sorry, I have no time. I don't know about everybody else. And that's how we should all be. Treat each other like bloody adults.
And when we say drama queen, I think we always think of women.
Yeah, drama queen / king. Yeah.
Yeah, I have played
Absolutely.
with male partners in mixed doubles, and I have not seen any more drama than I've ever seen with a few of my partners throwing their paddle around, throwing their cap around. And I promised myself that I will never play with them because I am not here to handle adult male emotions, but rather than play a very competitive, strong game. So you have both men and women who are big drama queens, and it's fun to have them because
Yeah.
that's the entertainment on the court. It's very Bollywoodish or Tollywoodish for Hyderabad. I think we all know who they are. So let us not take names and spoil the rest of the pickle league for ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we have them. Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt for drama, guys.
And hopefully we'll have some more after this episode.
This was such a treat. Oh, I mean, I think it was such a nice way to start off the Captain series and certainly the most glamorous one. Stussy, absolute a hero.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.